Welcome. Today we're going to explore a part of ourselves that many of us know all too well, the inner critic. That voice inside our head that questions, judges, and doubts us. It can show up quietly or loudly, but its presence can shape our self-esteem, increase our anxiety, and make daily life feel like an uphill battle. But here's the good news: understanding the inner critic gives us the power to respond to it differently. Let's begin by looking at what the inner critic actually is. The inner critic is an internal voice, often rooted in early experiences, that's developed to keep us safe. It might echo things we've heard from others, caregivers, teachers, peers, or it might reflect messages we absorbed about who we needed to be loved, accepted, or successful. At its core, the inner critic is trying to protect us. It believes that if we don't mess up, if we're always perfect, if we never let anyone down, then maybe we'll avoid pain. It's a misguided protector, not a villain. Now, how does this voice usually sound? The inner critic can be harsh. It might say things like, "You're not good enough, you always mess things up," or "No one really likes you." It can also sound like comparison, "Why can't you be more like them?" Or it can hide behind perfectionism, "If you don't do it perfectly, it's not worth doing." These statements can feel like facts, but they're not. They're distortions, mental habits we've practiced over time. The inner critic tends to show up most when we're vulnerable. When we're starting something new, trying to connect with others, or making a mistake. It can be loud in times of stress, change, or uncertainty. That's when the brain wants to fall back on familiar survival strategies. And often, that means turning inward with blame or pressure. So how do we quiet the inner critic? First, we start with awareness. Begin to notice when that voice shows up. Try to identify its tone, the words it uses, and what triggers it. Sometimes naming it can help. You might say to yourself, "This is my inner critic talking, not the truth." That small pause can create space between you and the voice. Second, we meet it with curiosity, not shame. Ask yourself, what might this voice be trying to protect me from? Is it afraid of failure, rejection, or being seen as not enough? This kind of reflection can help soften our response. Instead of pushing the voice away, we can gently understand it, and in doing so, take away some of its power. Third, we practice self-compassion. This doesn't mean ignoring mistakes or pretending we're perfect. It means talking to ourselves with the same kindness we would offer a close friend. Imagine saying to yourself, "I'm doing my best, it's okay to be human, I can learn and still be worthy." These are the types of phrases that can slowly begin to replace the critical voice with a supportive one. One powerful practice is using affirmations. These are simple statements that you can repeat when the inner critic gets loud. Examples include, "I am more than my mistakes, I am allowed to grow at my own pace, and I do not have to earn my worth." The goal is not to drown out the critic with positivity, but to offer another, gentler voice that can coexist and eventually take the lead. Another technique is writing. Try journaling from the perspective of your inner critic. Let it say what it needs to say, then respond to it with compassion. Acknowledge its fear, thank it for trying to protect you, and lovingly correct it. This exercise can be surprisingly powerful and reveal patterns you weren't fully aware of. It also helps to notice the evidence that contradicts the inner critic's story. Think about your strengths, your resilience, the ways you've shown up for yourself and others. You are not defined by the voice in your head, you are defined by your actions, your heart, and your capacity to keep showing up. To close, let's do a short guided reflection. Take a deep breath. Imagine the voice of your inner critic. What does it usually say? Hear it clearly, and now, take a small step back from it. In your mind, gently say, "I hear you, but I no longer let you lead." Then bring in a new phrase, one that feels kind and true. "I am doing enough. I am learning. I am safe to be myself." Let that settle in your body. Quieting the inner critic takes time and practice. But with awareness, compassion, and gentle persistence, you can soften its hold and grow a new voice, one rooted in self-trust, kindness, and peace. You deserve nothing less.